I wanted to talk a little bit about some stocks and my philosophy on trading and kind of what I'm looking for. Yesterday was a really good day I tend to focus on growth stocks mostly. That's stocks that have good earnings and sales. So um, let's take a look at some of these stocks. So FUBO is the streaming TV, sports and stuff like that. I like to see, I've talked about this before, but I like to see an uptrend. These are candles and the EMA, which is the exponential moving average. So you get a few scenarios where you have a breakout above a recent low spot, like here, like in this flat spot here, and then you have this break like that. You also have downtrends that turn around and come up again. So this was down and then it was flat. But so I put this box around kind of what you're looking for. So you can see it over and over again, is the MACD or the PPO, the price percent oscillator momentum indicator. It crosses up and it's going up. The stochastics usually are rising. They might already be high, but they're rising. And you're in this uptrend. You're above the 8 EMA, this black line, and you can ride that up. And there's another spot up here, which is a breakout from a recent high, which could be an entry point as well, because that is usually a new high or obviously either a recent high or an all-time high. Like that's an all-time high. Things will pull back after a breakout as well, so it's not 100% guaranteed. CHWY, you can see there was like this sort of flat period here. So this could be an entry point. So when you're down here and you have a cross, what I do is I also look at the dots. These are volatility stops. So I like to make sure you can get in a bit earlier if it's above the 8 EMA, but when it's red dot, I'll avoid. And then once it's green, that's usually a sign, like the flipping that's happening. And then another thing is when this pulls back, you can have your stop at the green dot on the daily, or this is a 21 exponential moving average. So usually if the green dots are above that, initially I'll use those or a 6% stop loss. Like I don't want to lose more than, or 6 to 8%. But if you want to give it room afterwards, you can let it, you can use a 21 EMA. But the problem is like right up here, you're so far away. Like this is 22% right now to the price. So that means that you'd have to be willing to take a 22% drop from the top. You might still be up over time. So that's where the trade-offs come in. So whether you want to have a tighter stop and not lose as much, or if you want to give it a chance to go up and down and not, get stopped out. So things that I'm looking at, you've got your tech, your Etsy, the cloud, retail. The nice thing with TC2000 is that it shows you what sector you're in, specialty retail. And then you can click on this button and see all the stocks in that retail. And you can sort by percent change, or I have other columns here. So this is the slope of the MACD. So that indicates the momentum, like the steeper slope. If we look at Revolve Group, so this shows you that the MACD or the PPO is a steep momentum. So that's usually, a strong indication. Even if the stock goes down a day here and there, it's showing you the strength. But essentially, if you want to get a free trial of TC2000 or $25 off, you check out the link in the description below. I've got the gold package, the gold level, and I've got US real-time data, so I want to see the data in real time instead of like a 15-minute delay. So you should check that out. In the drill down section, you can see what's been doing really well. And Basic materials has done well, and consumer cyclical healthcare. Technology keeps doing well. Utilities is kind of moving up, and so is real estate. So real estate, it came up. It's been a bit flat, but it looks like it's poking out a bit here. If we go to a weekly, it has been going up. Materials is doing really well, you can see. So these are like industry or sector charts, and that gives you an idea. It's healthcare. So utilities has not done really well. It had a peak here. It's come down. You're starting to see a bit of a push up there. Energy's had a good run up, and it's been a bit pulling back recently. Financials are starting to poke through. You can see how it's sort of breaking through here. But right now, the materials is doing really well. If you click on materials, you get to see, you have a couple options. You can look at all these stocks in materials, or you can go down and look at the ones that are doing the best. So lately, you've got silver and gold sort of poking through. So you can see that this is broken up here. Now, it's done that a few times. So what you could do is you can sort of draw like a channel across here and then see if it's going to make a significant breakthrough. But MAG is one that's doing well, Pan American Silver, but it's at that point where there's a bit of a channel there. So, you could hit the high of the channel and come back down. So I'd want to see more of a consistency in the uptrend. But if you're trading within the channel, what you can do is draw a line like this, and you could try to buy, at the lower end of the channel and then sell at the top. But I don't like doing that because this is below the 8 EMA and in a downtrend. So I don't really. If you look at this 50-day moving average, it's it's in a downtrend. The 200 is up. So we're in a down channel essentially. And I would want to wait to see. Cyclical's been really good. A lot of the shopping, stuff like that. But there's gambling, residential construction. So this is really nice in TC2000, where you can see the various industries inside of each sector. So like, instead of always chasing things that are really high, like certain tech industries, you might want to look at things that might be breaking out. And so like you can see, we had a recent pullback and consolidation period, and we might be breaking through with residential construction, but it's really early right now. Like there's that initial break, but we want to see, we do have some higher lows here. So what I like to do is draw a horizontal line at the low, and then I put another one at the next one. So that means that, there is a bit of a rising bottom here, but so there's a chance there. Gambling, this has been obviously huge. So what you want to do is try to get it when it breaks through here earlier in the game. And you can see, like I said, the MACD. So I like to put a box around this, and also even down here, because this is what you're looking for. Now, when it starts to slow down and the MACD crosses down or flattens, you could get out. Like I might have gotten out right there. So you want to catch the meat of this move here. So you could potentially just put the box there. I mean, it didn't close below the T line, but it definitely was down during that day. So the point of this video and other ones is you're looking for this, in my opinion, this is what I'm suggesting, is I'm looking for this uptrend, crossover the MACD or PPO up, and the rising, trend, the 8 EMA is going up. Ideally, the 50 and the 200 are up. It's above the 50 and the 200. If we look at the stocks inside there, DraftKings is one that is pretty popular for gambling. And after it had this good run, it pulled back, it's flat a bit, and now it's coming out of this. It's breaking out here. This is like a cup. You could have a handle where it could do another little pullback. So it breaks out, comes back, and then it goes. So what that does is it retests that breakout potentially, and then it takes off. So anyway, hope you like that. I'm just trying to, you know, show what I do and what I'm trying to focus on. So there's a lot of things doing really good in the tech. So like I'm in Crowd, and you've got PayPal, and you see how they break out through here, and they're in this nice uptrend. Sometimes this thing comes back, touches the line, and comes back up again. So it doesn't necessarily cross. It's just a pullback. You know, that could be considered a cup and handle. You have this, and then this little pullback, or a J hook is what also gets called. So there's a lot of things in a nice uptrend here. Netflix, Melly, Expedia. So these are stocks that are generally really good quality stocks. They have high sales and earnings. Some of them are a little bit early, like DraftKings, where they don't necessarily, some of them don't have necessarily positive earnings, but they have sales, increasing sales. So you can get some of those, but understand they're, you know, more risky than the ones that have proven earnings. All right, guys, we'll talk to you in the next video.